Hello class! So for this video, I will be discussing the week 2 or the module 2 for English 8. So our lesson for this video is about using conventions and citing sources. So upon viewing and listening to this video, so I want you to get your module for week 2 so that you can follow what I am saying. So let me read what is written in the module. So this module will help you understand the importance of acknowledging the source of the information, and you will discover the ways and how to use conventions in citing sources as well as the element. So in gathering information, we learn to find various sources and references and eventually use them. It is extremely important in academic writing to give full acknowledgement when you are quoting or paraphrasing other people's ideas. Properly acknowledging your sources allow you to avoid plagiarism or any sort of academic dishonesty. Okay, so later on, we will be discussing or we'll be talking about why do we need to cite sources. So why do we need to get the name, or why do we need to give credits, or why do we need to include in our papers or in our assignments, our articles, the authors of our sources. So later on, we will be discussing that. So but before that, I want to read the objective for this module. So allow me to read it. At the end of this module, so you students are expected to first understand the importance of conventions and citing sources. Second, distinguish the element of bibliographical details. Third, identify the different sources to be cited. And fourth, arrange the citations following the right format. Okay, so let's go first with what I know. So in what I know, this will be your stock knowledge or your previous learnings or what you only know. No? So read the statements and then choose the correct answer from the choices. So let's start with the first one. It contains the denotative meaning of a word. So when we say denotative meaning of a word, this is the definition of a word. So where can we find the denotative meaning of a certain word? Is it in a dictionary, journal, or newspaper? So second, among the following, which is considered to be the most commonly used search engine? So from the choices, where do we usually search for our answers? When we say search engine, this is in the internet, no? Is it diary, dictionary, or Google? Third, which among the following is a primary source? So when we say primary, this is the main source. Pinanggagalingan, pangunahing pinagkukuhanan or pinanggagalingan. Is it A, diary, dictionary, or Google? Fourth, which source should be used in searching for facts and current trends? So saan tayo nakakakita ng mga facts? So when we say facts, these are true information, no, not opinion. These are facts. Is it a newspaper, dictionary, or article? Fifth, a piece of writing included with others in a newspaper, magazine, or other publication. So where do we usually find writings in newspapers, or what do we call that? Is it article, dictionary, or newspaper? So answer that, no, based on your previous understanding or knowledge. Okay, let's proceed. The reason why we need to cite sources is that to avoid plagiarism. So in academic writing, it is very much important that we avoid plagiarism. So when we say plagiarism, just like what I've said a while ago, so plagiarism means this is a case wherein you are owning the words of other people or other author. So that is not acceptable in academic writing. So it's stated here in our module that when you provide accurate citations, so you are acknowledging both hard work that has gone into producing research and in the persons who performed the research. So parang pinapakilala nyo rin na sa kanila galing yung idea na yon. So it's not from you because you only got that from the internet or from some books or articles. So makakasuhan po kayo kapag you plagiarized. So again, the case is plagiarism and the act of doing plagiarism is plagiarized. Okay, so here are the reasons why should we cite. It helps you to avoid plagiarism by making it clear which ideas are your own and which are someone else. Yes, for example, you are writing an essay and then in your essay, you get or you just get a little piece of article from other person. So you need to include who is the author. Okay, so that the ideas of that author may be separated from yours. So because you must not own that So it is the work of other people. That's why you must give credits kung kanino yun gawa. It shows your understanding of the topic. It gives supporting evidence for your ideas, arguments, and opinions. It allows others to identify the sources you have used. So as a student, citing is important because it shows your reader or your professor, for example, that have invested time in learning what has already been learned and thought about before offering your own perspective. It is the practice of giving credit to the sources to inform your work. Any words, ideas, or information taken from any source requires reference, especially when you reach college or senior high school. So when you experience thesis writing, it is very much important that you always cite the sources so that your professor or your teacher may check if the information written in your work is fact or valid. This is one good way to show your reader you've done proper research listing sources you use to get your information. So pinapatunayan lang din nito na you've undergone research. Because you have the sources Meron kang mga authors, meaning to say you read. You read lots of articles because you have the sources. Not only do citations provide for your work, but they also lend credibility and authority to your claims. Providing accurate citations puts your work and ideas into an academic context. American Psychological Association is one of the major styles of citing sources. So later on, we'll be discussing also the different formats on how we cite sources. Hindi lang basta sinabing, ito galing sa English book, sinulat ni ganyan. Not only that, we must follow the format. Okay, so we also have here what's in. So you need to answer this. You just need to write fact or bluff. When we say fact, this is true. And we say bluff, not true. Okay, first allows you to acknowledge the contribution of other writers and researchers your work. Is it a fact or a bluff? Second, a way to give credit to the writers. Third, only the words taken from other sources require a reference. Fourth, plagiarism is one of the consequences of not citing sources, fact or bluff. 5. All information taken from different sources should be acknowledged, fact or bluff. So parang true or false lang siya. Okay, so moving forward, so in this lesson, you will encounter these 3 important words. So let us know the difference of these 3. So first, the work cited, the references, and the bibliography. So when we say works cited list, it is an alphabetical list of works cited or sources you specifically called out while composing your paper. So when we say works cited class, alphabetical list of works cited, meaning to say from A to Z. So your resources from A to Z are arranged alphabetically. Next, References. References is arranged alphabetically by author last name. So yung references naman, it is also arranged alphabetically, but take note, what is written first is the last name of the author. For example, my name is Juby May Wagan. Therefore, if I am the author of that book, it will be written as Wagan, Juby May V. So that is reference. And lastly, bibliography. Meanwhile, it's a list of all the material you have consulted in preparing your essay, whether you have actually referred to and cited the work or not. So, pag sinabi natin bibliography, for example, I asked you to write an essay about a certain topic. So, in that essay, you read books, you read articles. So, upon reading those articles, you need to include that in your writing. The title of the books, the author, wherein you got the information needed in the essay. A while ago, I told you that in citing sources, we need to follow a standard format. So, a standard format consists of elements. So, what are the elements? So, we have the author names, the title of the books, articles, and journals, the date of publication, kung kailan na-imprenta yung libro or yung article, page numbers, and volume and issue numbers for articles only. Okay, so let's explore more. So here are the following formats for every type of sources that we have. So, when we say, kapag sinabi nating books, iba yung format niya. When we say internet, we got it from Google, iba yung format niya. If it is from the magazine or newspaper, iba din yung format niya. Okay? So, let's start first with books. So, paano ba natin or how can we cite sources coming from books? So, here's the format ha. So, it will be flashed on the screen because it is very much important that you follow the format. Kasi mamamali kayo, no? Okay, so you can find it in your module and watch